presented by T-Mobile. And welcome to games after the 2025 MLS season began. It's the final match day of the regular season. It's a beautiful evening in the Music City. Sam Surridge, Hany Mukhtar, and Nashville SC have qualified for the postseason. They won the club's first trophy 2.5 weeks ago. They want today to be a launching point for their second. Luis Suarez, Lionel Messi, Inter Miami, they'll be in the playoffs as well. One more game in the regular season before they start their hunt for their first MLS Cup. Good evening from GEODIS Park alongside Taylor Twellman. I'm Jake Sippins. Two teams that will be in the playoffs when they start next week. But if the playoffs began today, this would be the 3-6 matchup in the Eastern Conference in the Round 1 Best-of-3 series. But the playoffs do not start today, and these standings will shift and shuffle over the next 2 hours. Miami in third now. They can move up to second, or they'll finish third. Nashville are in sixth now, but can finish anywhere from fourth through eighth, a massive range. Fourth would get home field advantage in the Round 1 Best-of-3 series. Eighth plays a wild card match on Wednesday against the 9 seed. We'll keep you updated with the relevant scores from around the East as this match goes on. Starting 11 for the match, BJ Callahan's final 11 of the regular season, his now customary 4-2-2-2.
Joe Willis played every minute of Nashville Major League Soccer. Yazbek, all three good and pressing moments, covering ground. That includes Alex Mawil, but they're also good at facilitating possession into the final third. Schaufelberg, the vertical threat, to complement a front two that scares every team in MLS. Mukhtar, Surge, a combined 55 goal contributions. That's second most of any duo in MLS.
Javier Mascherano puts Inter Miami out in a 4-2-3-1. The final league match in the careers of Sergio Busquets and Jordi Alba. They both start.
In the 9 games Rios Novo has played in, Miami has not lost. They've won 6 of those games. Luan Falcone, the center back tandem tonight. Luan complements the front foot defending from Falcone. Now DePaul and Busquets, they'll hold the midfield down. That allows Alba to bounce forward on the left. Allende very influential with the off-the-ball running. Rodriguez more of a playmaker than a winger, which is fine because Lionel Messi floats better than any player in the world. Suarez only scored 10 goals this year, but he had 11 assists, 5 of those game winners. But Miami does not change their identity when they're on the road. Still the second most possession on the road.
These are the players to watch, presented by RBC Wealth Management, proud partner of Major League Soccer.
Sam Surridge for Nashville never scored more than 12 goals in a calendar season. This year, a career high, 29 goals in all competitions. Thriving under BJ Callahan's two-striker system. Great mobility off the ball, finishing in a variety of ways. But in the big goals, the important moments, those have been the times when Surge has showed up the most. 9 game-winning goals in all of 2025. Nashville hopes that form continues into the playoffs because Inter Miami, Major League Soccer, and everyone else in the world knows that Lionel Messi will show up. 45 goal contributions in Major League Soccer. 26 of those goals, none of them from the penalty spot. But when you add in the emotional component of Alba and Busquets retiring at season's end, the 38-year-old wants to send his 2 best friends, 2 of his best teammates off into retirement the right way with an MLS Cup in December. Those were the players to watch, presented by RBC Wealth Management, proud partner of Major League Soccer.
Messi and Surridge have been part of what has been a thrilling Golden Boot race in MLS this season, though Lionel Messi pulling away a bit late. He leads the Golden Boot standings with 1 game, 26 goals. LAFC's Hany Mukhtar on 24, Surridge on 23. The tiebreak is assists. So Surridge needs to score 4 more goals than Messi in this game to pass him. And then Bouanga and LAFC play at Colorado at 9 o'clock Eastern, so Bouanga will know the number he needs to get to. Messi can really lock up the Golden Boot with
Por eso lo decía, veremos si le toca esa misma realidad al número 10 de Inter Miami.
Miami upon Lionel Messi's arrival. One of the great games the teams in this league have played in over the past several years. It was Miami winning in penalties on that day. It's decision day in 2025 tonight, and it's next.
Hi. Play for an ultra?
Gracie for an ultra?
Don't forget.
favorite, or Nashville SC at home. GEODIS Park, a building they've won 11 of 16 games in MLS play this year. 19 in all competitions. They've allowed just 12 goals in Major League Soccer play in this building, the fewest of any team at home in MLS. John Freeman in charge on decision day from Olathe, Kansas, who's a referee of the year finalist in 2023, and Rami Chushan is the video assistant referee in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. One more game in the regular season. Sam Surge for Lionel Messi to add to their goal total. But one more game for Nashville and Miami to be at their best heading into the playoffs. Underway on decision day from GEODIS Park. It's Nashville SC hosting Inter Miami. Nashville in their gold and blue. Miami in their black and pink. Taylor, both these teams in the playoffs. Miami will be either the 2 or the 3 seed in the East. Nashville could finish anywhere from 4 to 8. But both want to win on this final day, despite not having a playoff spot necessarily on the line. How do you expect them to approach this final game of the regular season?
Well, I think Miami wants to prove that they can do things collectively, knowing that the entire goal of 2025, yes, was to win trophies, but the one trophy they desperately want is the star above their crest at the beginning of 2026, and that means winning MLS Cup. You have to go into an environment like this and collectively play well. Nashville's the best team defensively at home. They've only given up 12 goals this year. So I think for Miami, collectively, how do they attack? Do they create self-inflicted wounds like this right here from Fatone? And for Nashville, can you get back to the U.S. Open Cup run that you got to with a form, high-pressing, turning players over, scoring goals for fun, and get Hany Mukhtar and Sam Surge going at well? That potentially could be looked at.
Miami playing it out of the back early. Nashville's pressure causing a problem. Play is continuing. And here come Miami up the middle. Rodriguez looking for Allende, and he got it wrong. So Lovett and Nashville. BJ Callahan, Nashville's manager, told us they were leery of getting stretched, allowing Miami to come in transition. He said the game will be won in transition. Where Miami are dangerous is when you come forward and you don't score a goal, and then you're open and they can go the other way. Mayer to Andy Nahar, bringing it inside of the retiring Jordi Alba, playing in his final league match alongside Sergio Busquets. Both will retire at the end of the playoffs. Here's Rodrigo de Paul for Inter Miami. It's on Lionel Messi. Miami coming forward. Suarez leading for Jordi Alba. Missed into the cross.
It's unreal that Miami can get a chance out of that because it came very close from Luan losing possession and Nashville going in on a breakaway. And just quickly that turn of pace and playing into the feet of Rodrigo de Paul that gets Miami into transition, and those are the moments that BJ Callahan and Nashville want to try to limit.
Jordi Alba missed playing that ball, but he is in incredible form. Announced that he will retire at the end of this year, but is playing as good as he has for Inter Miami. 4 goals, 6 assists in his last 7 games. Miami, 5 wins, 2 losses, and a draw since losing the League Cup final. They have had a furious schedule. 7 games in 22 days before the international break put them on a more normal cadence. They have come through and saw their games in hand, rising up to 3rd in the East, finish as high as 2nd. Scenario for that, they have to better Cincinnati's results, who are hosting Montreal. Every match in the Eastern Conference kicked off simultaneously. We will keep you updated of all the relevant scores around the East that affect the seeding for Inter Miami and Nashville. This match goes on, and as the standings change throughout the day. Nashville's turn to try to build. Mayer looking for Nahar. It's over Jordi Alba. Nahar tried to sneak it into Mukhtar. Falcone broke it up. Rocco Rios Novo getting a third straight start for Inter Miami. That's probably the headline from Javier Mascherano's 11, along with the big five, all starting for Jordi Alba and Sergio Busquets, their final start in a league match.
That's what's remarkable about the regular season for Miami. It's just the four oldest players on their roster in the field have played the most minutes.
This is Inter Miami's 52nd game of the season, all competition. The most games that an MLS team has played in a single calendar year, 53. LAFC 2 years ago. Inter Miami is guaranteed to eclipse that because they're guaranteed at least 2 playoff games in the round 1 best of 3 series. Gives it away. Mukhtar coming forward, has Shackelberg to his right. Drives it forward, gives it Shackelberg. Sturridge is in front. Way to Sam Sturridge. DePaul plays it safe. And it's a corner for Nashville, the first one of the match.
And I understand while trying to respect Inter Miami and their ability in the attacking transitional moments, I'd argue their Achilles heel is defending these moments. And that's where I think Jacob Shackelberg, Hany Mukhtar, and even Sam Sturridge to an extent can really exploit and ask questions of Inter Miami in these moments. That giveaway uncharacteristically from Lionel Messi, that gets Shackelberg and Nashville into transition.
Will take this corner. Good way to Walker Zimmerman on the ground and out and over. Will be a goal kick for Inter Miami.
Nashville's always going to be a real struggle to defend on attacking set pieces as long as Walker Zimmerman's in the lineup. In swinging ball, but Miami did a good job of winning their individual batter and keeping their spacing right. But BJ Callahan completely changed. Gary Smith did a great job of laying the foundation here in Nashville, but I think BJ Callahan's taken it to another level.
He scored a club record 56 goals this season. They set a club record for wins with 16. They matched the most points in a regular season in club history with 54, and a draw or a win today would set a new club points record. Mukhtar, a little step over, Falcone is down. It's out wide to Jacob Shackelberg, who sends it into the box. Rodriguez heads away. Barra has got poked away by Paxton. Rather, it was Allende who was waiting for it.
Yeah, but Falcone don't trying to challenge Hany Mukhtar, but this is where BJ Callahan has put his best players in spots to succeed. The two-striker system has put Hany Mukhtar in a free role of having the ability to take on defenders coming from that deep-lying midfield position, but now has a number 9 up front that can run off him, and Sam Sturridge. Javier Mascherano very concerned about Hany Mukhtar and Sam Sturridge. They've given them a few chances with just self-inflicted bad giveaways in the first 9 minutes here.
Mascherano, a discussion with his right back, Marcelo Vega. Maxi Falcone will get treatment now. Inter Miami's athletic training staff out under the pitch. You can see on the replay, Mukhtar's boot going onto the top of the foot of Maxi Falcone. Great season once again for Hany Mukhtar. 16 goals, 11 assists. The 5th player in MLS history with 4 double-digit goal and double-digit assist seasons. From Luciano Acosta, Diego Valeri, Jaime Moreno, the only players to do it. The fourth in MLS history with 5 straight 10-plus assists seasons. Preki, Carlos Valderrama, and Robert Orzija. And he's been revitalized next to Sam Sturridge. Meanwhile, Lionel Messi, you want to talk about accolades and unprecedented seasons. What a year he's had. 26 goals, 18 assists. None from the spot. Sam Sturridge, 23 goals. He was leading the Golden Boot race for a bit. And then the surge from Lionel Messi has seen Sturridge with quite a few to go.
Up, and that's the last thing they want is Messi and Rodrigo de Paul, and then ultimately Jordi Alba, who 9 out of 10 times is going to deliver a more dangerous ball. When you high press, you take that little bit of a risk when you don't win by opening up space for Lionel Messi and company to go forward.
So Falcone will now have to come off to the side, and because of the off-field treatment rule, should have to remain off for 2 minutes. Floating it, Sturridge wasn't making the run, easy for Rafa Rios Novo. Career year for Daniel Lovitz as well, 7 assists, that's a career high. Naturally, great production from their outside back. Lovitz with 7 assists on the left side, Andy Nahar with 10 on the right side. 14 wins in 19 games with GEODIS Park, all competitions for Nashville. 11 of those in the regular season. Perfect 3 in 3 in the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. Tournament that Nashville won earlier this month on October 1st, the first trophy in their club history. The first trophy in major professional sports history in the state of Tennessee. Big moment for Nashville where BJ Callahan said that's kind of our line in the sand. We moved on from that. We had our celebration, and now we're focused on trying to win a second trophy. MLS Cup.
Well, conventional wisdom would have thought the celebration would have been tonight. They wanted to get the celebration out of the way to concentrate for not only this big game at home, but more importantly, the playoffs.
They had a quick turnaround. They had to go up to Montreal, play a regular season game under 1-1. Mukhtar out to Shackelberg, looking for Sturridge!
Miami having a real difficult time with Hany Mukhtar in that spot right there. Shackelberg always has done a good job of running off the ball, making it impactful, influential. Sometimes it can be so direct and predictable, but very effective, and that's where Shackelberg has an impact on this attack for Nashville.
Falcone now back out under the pitch, and 11 again. Tag set.
But a different way than usually we say those numbers, right? They've done it with possession. They've done it with using the ball to their benefit while also defending. They're defending with a higher line than what... midfield that they have.
Good early news for Nashville as far as that is concerned. The teams below them are all trailing early on. Orlando, Chicago, Columbus, all down 1-0 in the first 15 minutes of their game. If all those results hold, Nashville does not need to worry about dropping to the wild card game. In fact, there is really only one scenario where they can drop all the way down. And that's if Orlando wins, if Chicago wins, and if they lose. Player Spotlight is presented by Allstate. You are in good hands. Interesting year for Jordi Alba in May. A contract extension announced. And then last week, or a couple weeks ago, announcing that he will retire at the end of the season. He just said, I just changed my mind. Thought about it over the past month. He's ready for a new chapter in his life. He's playing incredibly well right now. I mentioned it earlier, 4 goals, 6 assists in his last 7 games. His connection with Messi has never been better. But this is the final few matches in the wonderful career of Jordi Alba.
It's because his best friend and the guy that drives him to training every day, Sergio Busquets, retired. So I think Jordi Alba didn't want to drive the training. But in all seriousness, what was crazy for me coming into this game, preparing for this game, is that Hany Mukhtar, Sam Surge, 55 goal contributions combined. Second in MLS to who? Jordi Alba and Lionel Messi. Not Messi and Suarez, Alba and Messi. And it should tells you the kind of year that he's had, but also the kind of player. A playmaker growing up, turned into left back, and a left back that ultimately changed the, I would say, profile of the position for the future.
14 assists this year, by far the most for a defender. Tied for 5th in the league of all players with Evander, Cincinnati's incredible playmaker. What a season Jordi Alba is having at 36 years old, the final one in his career. That's back. Will! Real Silva.
What a great ball in from the Australian international. Yazbak with a little bit of space. That's a whipped-in ball, win pace on the back post. That back post defending has been a little sketchy from Wigan in Miami early on here.
The best chances of this match, headers on the back post, Sturridge, and then Muil for Nashville. Miami still yet to threaten Joe Willis, Nashville's goalkeeper. Busquets looking for Allende. Allende settles and is offside. The flag is raised. This exclusive NetCam replay is brought to you by T-Mobile.
Rios Novo, little bit of a surprise starter over the last 3 games, and yet you look at the numbers. He's made 9 appearances this year. Miami haven't lost a single game in those appearances. And Ustari's had some really big moments, Club World Cup, and also some moments in the regular season. But that, I find it interesting going into the playoffs, going into your quote-unquote games in hand, where you can win a supporter shield, you change your goalkeeper.
Be an interesting decision for Javier Mascherano next week when the playoffs start. Great calendar, traded to Charlotte. That seemed like a kind of admission that we trust Oscar Ustari. He's our guy. Now he's going to run for Rio Silva for the final 3 games of the regular season. As Rodrigo De Paul disagrees with the decision from John Freeman. Foul on Alex Muil.
There's a lot of fluidity within this midfield, and I understand we get bogged down at times when analyzing games, whether it's 4-2-2-2, 4-3-2-1, doesn't matter what it is. When you're playing within the philosophy of the game, Alex Muil and Yazbak tag that, and Mukhtar, they cover a lot of ground, they press, they can cause real headaches for Rodrigo De Paul and Sergio Busquets. There's a lot of fluidity within this tactical setup of BJ Callahan.
They've got depth too, don't they? They've got the Nahar sends it in. Suarez sits out for a corner. They've got Tyler Boyd who provides depth at those two kind of forward positions where Schaffelberg and Wheelstart. They've got Castle Brugman, last year's MLS Cup MVP, on the bench. Depth for Gasbacher, Tagset, or maybe starting himself.
The only thing I'd say to that, though, Jake, is Lovett and Nahar, Mayer, and Mukhtar, they've all played career minutes this year. So I think that depth may be tested going into the playoffs, but more importantly, in critical moments when the playoffs do come around.
And he Tagset again to take the corner for Nashville.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, that was soft cone.
Yeah, soft cone. Good pace, and now for another corner.
And you know Sam Sturridge is thinking about the Golden Boot. Yes, Denis Bouanga and Lionel Messi have a little bit of a lead on him, but if you get the first goal, and you get that first goal in the first 15 to 20 minutes of this game, now all of a sudden you're playing with house money.
He has scored 4 goals in a game.
Yes, he has.
That's the number he needs to get to. Access again into ball high into the air. Sturridge knocks it down. Makes its way from Wheel. Again, Nashville on the front foot, the protagonist of her 21 minutes. Oh, and was it saved by Rio Scovo? Maybe both. Almost all the way through. Nashville continuing to press.
Just great reaction here from Nashville. I think Rio Scovo gets a little bit of a touch on this. That is so difficult. That's inside the post. Big time save from Rio Scovo.
Great save from Rio Scovo. Mascherano putting space in the young goalkeeper. He's off. 21 minutes. Mukhtar now. Rio Scovo goes up high and catches. He is a shorter goalkeeper, listed at 5 feet 10 inches tall, but did really well to catch that ball at the highest point possible.
Just naturally, he's not 38 years old. At 23, he's going to be a little bit quicker. There's going to be a little bit more pep in his step. So there is going to be moments there that he's going to be called upon. He's been called upon, I think, a little too much earlier in this game. 5 shots from Nashville, 3 of those big saves from Rio Scovo. Nashville causing some headaches for the midfield of Inter Miami.
Saw that updated score. Oh boy, that's a big collision between Allende and Mayer. Allende is shown the yellow card. Mayer remains down.
So the question will be for me, is that dangerous play? Now, I'm a believer, listen, Allende's foot is not coming above his hip line. So this is part of the equation, right? Jack Mayer puts his head into the spot that's a little bit lower than normal, but the end product of the play is that's dangerous.
This is a real decision for Rami Toussaint's video assistant referee. The studs of Allende went in maybe to the face, definitely to the chest of Jack Mayer, who won the ball. I think definitely the face, as you can see.
Well, it reminds me of that challenge of Nigel de Jong in the 2010 World Cup and Xavi Alonso. This is just, you understand what I'm trying to say, though. That foot.
How much that plays into it, but that's borderline at the least. The call on the field, yellow, has to be a clear and obvious error to go to video review. The check is complete, so it's going to stay as a yellow card. Let's look at the live standings in the Eastern Conference right now. Nothing has changed for Inter Miami or for Nashville as far as their seeding is concerned. So if all of these results remain the same, this would be the round 1 best-of-3 series matchup. Columbus has leveled the match against New York. It doesn't really affect either of these teams, of course, as far as seeding is concerned. It does as a potential first-round opponent if Columbus can get out of the wild card. there is a scenario where it could be the 2 Miami against the 7 Columbus. Jack Mayer was showing streaks of red on his body to John Freeman. A challenge from Tadeo Allende.
And during that injury timeout or pause of the game, 2 conversations from Mascherano. He called over Jordi Alba all the way over on the other side of the field to get over. And then also had a conversation with Busquets. Their spacing is off. And there's a little bit of angst from Javier Mascherano, which is nothing new, but early on in this game, there's been cause for concern without easily Nashville gotten in behind.
25 minutes and Miami has not taken a shot. Nashville has taken 4.
Colombiano, que había sido titular en el partido frente a Montreal, la tiene Jordi. Ido por el costado izquierdo Baltasar Rodríguez, ya la tiene Maximiliano Falcón. Aquí viene Maxi. La pelota sale sobre el sector derecho. Atrás para que venga Gonzalo Luján, más atrás para Rocco Ríos. Novo, 7 goles en contra para Rocco, 10ª presencia para el portero de Padre. Tercera titularidad consecutiva, que está
Suarez, Zimmerman defends that really well. He got Suarez out of the way, and then it's given back by Yazbek to Paul. Rodriguez, Jordi Alba back to Rodrigo de Paul. Jordi Alba wasn't ready to get it back.
The 30,000 at GEODIS Park have a little PTSD when they saw Lionel Messi pick up possession in midfield. One of the best goals he has scored in the 2023 Leagues Cup final in this building. But Nashville's doing a real good job of closing down Messi, even as he blows by Alex Will. What a goal that was.
Pouncing on the ball outside of the box, getting around Walker Zimmerman. That was a special night, and not just from Miami winning the Leagues Cup perspective, but for Nashville as well. 11 rounds of penalties after finishing 1-1. Incredible atmosphere, just feeling in this building. Papa Pico scored the equalizer for Nashville. He's not on Inter Miami. He's available on the bench tonight. Oh, that makes its way to third. Who brings it down? Turns it over. Great chance for Sam Sturridge. Couldn't get it on goal.
It's the positioning of Hany Mukhtar that has caused headaches for Inter Miami. And yes, this ball's deflected, but Hany Mukhtar making that run forces Lujan to follow him. Now that deflected header falls to the feet of Sam Sturridge. And one thing he has not done a lot this year is waste chances, and that was wasted.
23 goals this season. Third most in MLS. Reminder, he needs 4 goals, more than Lionel Messi scores today, to take the Golden Boot lead, because the tiebreak is a tall task. He did score 4 goals earlier this year in Chicago on April 22nd. Mukhtar is fouled. Rodriguez gets told no more. Nahar floating, and Sturridge just a little too far. And it's Nashville getting behind. Sturridge in a dangerous spot. Rodriguez gets it to Messi, a touch away from access. Still Messi driving forward. Finds Jordi Alba. Zimmerman and Nahar were there. Nashville trying to come the other way. Lujan steps in front of Sturridge. Rodriguez, forward for Jordi Alba. Suarez tried to leave it for Messi. Texas was there to break it up. Given away. Messi. Got back. What a defensive moment to keep it from Lionel Messi. Down the hard, carrying the ball centrally around a couple Miami players. Patrick Gasbeck coming off international duty for Australia. BJ Callahan noted positive for them that Australia's games were in North America against Canada and the U.S. Normally that's a long trip for them.
Sam Surge is having a career season. 23 goals in the regular season, 29 in all competitions. His ability to find his own shot has impressed me this year because BJ Callahan's given him confidence to do a great little turn, great little angle to find it. 31 minutes in, Sam Surge could have a hat trick.
Came in saying he needs 4, and he's Messi not to score to take the Golden Boot lead. He has had 3 good chances.
It's one thing to have 3 chances. It's another to have 3 quality chances. He's had 3 real quality chances. And arguably a half a chance with the header on the back post. Nashville just having their way. No sign of pressure from Miami on the ball. And it's that second layer of vision from Nashville, that ball to the back post from the midfield spot. Either way, it's running off of the left shoulder of Sergio Busquets, which has been a little bit of an issue for Inter Miami when they're in their defensive foundation.
By Texas, who called for the foul.
I mean, it's a great first touch against the grain and against the momentum of the center back. Said it early on, Sam Surge has not missed a ton of chances this year. He's missed 3 real good chances in this first half.
Rodriguez tries to get it over to Wakeout. The Flovitz is there. Wheel into Sturridge again, turns away from Lujan. Gets it to Gasbeck. That's brought back for the foul. Lujan doing too much on Sturridge, and John Freeman was waiting to see if an advantage would materialize for Nashville. These are the team benches built by the home.
Hany Mukhtar completely losing 2 legends, each announcing their retirement at the end of the season over the past 2 weeks. Busquets and Alba caught in no man's land with Hany Mukhtar just sliding in behind them. My word. Nashville completely taken it to Inter Miami. Yet the scoreline is still no.
Will they rue those missed chances? Common thinking is against Inter Miami, you have to take your chances. They will find theirs. Nashville have had some really good ones to begin this game. With the offense, the referee John Freeman trying to look for the Alba in behind. Marcelo Egan into the middle, Mahar away. Wheel tried to get it over to Surge, the ball broken up. Messi, gentlemen, keeping control. Final. 27th goal of the season, and Miami take a 1-0 lead.
You have to be perfect when you play Inter Miami. You have to be on top of your game. You cannot miss anything. Sam Sturridge should have 2 goals. Hany Mukhtar should have 2 goals. They don't. But who does? Lionel Messi. 1 chance, 1 cut, 1 goal. His 27th of the year. Not a single one of those from the penalty spot. And you are looking at your MLS MVP in back-to-back seasons for the first time in the 30-year league history. Lionel Messi again gutting Nashville here at home.
The first real good chance of the game for Inter Miami after Nashville had chance after chance after chance. And it's Messi making it 1-0. And remarkably similar to his goal in the league.
Oh my word.
Cutting around a defender, same spot, same end. Goals used to be numbered in MLS. For the longest year, that was for the longest time, that was the single season record. It was Roy Laster, Chris Wondolowski, Bradley Wright Phillips, Joseph Martinez. Finally, Martinez was when he broke it, Brandon, the 31 in 2018. The record now, Carlos Vela's 34. Look at that. The expected goals number really shows the story of this first half of Nashville winning number 4.
I'd argue Nashville's expected goals is a little too low. When you're talking about 2 players in the quality of Hany Mukhtar and Sam Sturridge missing the opportunities they had, the percentage and odds much higher for that goal to happen. It hasn't. Yes, Rios Novo, couple really good saves. But the 2 big stars from Nashville have missed sitters tonight. The crowd trying to get them back into this game. They've been the better team.
Zimmerman puts it on, not clear, and then the ball sends away. Access knocking it back in. Awkward for Miami. Jordi Alba, a touch away. Jasbeck. Mayer trying to get it over to Snappleberg. Lujan took it away. Now Messi to DePaul, who gives it away to Zimmerman. For Sturridge, Rios Novo well off his line. Sturridge lets it bounce. 1v1 with Waycott. Sturridge between the legs and took a deflection. Rios Novo had to adjust and make the save.
Well, Waycott's got his arm up every single time for an offside flag. Rodrigo DePaul, and that he's onside. He's onside. His back post running, his back post defending. You know Sam Sturridge wants to cut back to his right foot. Listen, I get it. The scoreline, 39th minute, 1-0 Miami because of the brilliance of Lionel Messi. But the lineup that's on the field right now, Miami, it's not good enough. Wright has to be on the field because of his range, his ability to cover ground. How easy has it been for Nashville to break down Miami?
Who comes off if Wright comes?
It depends on how you want to play. And we know Busquets is going to be on the field for the remainder of this year. Rodrigo DePaul is going to be next to him. I'm probably taking off Rodriguez. Bringing on Bright, allowing Messi just to float because Alba owns the left anyway.
Here's Rodriguez over to Alba, and Messi again! Jasbeck still in play. Messi over his head from Alba. Wheel sends away. Busquets steps up and knocks it down right to Nahar. Play continues. call turns the time. Jordi Alba.
Jordi Alba's frustrated a little bit, and I understand why, because Allende's looking directly across the line, and you know Jordi Alba is going to take a touch and then play it. Now, when Jordi Alba hits it, Allende's in an offside position. However, does the sliding defender from Nashville deflect that ball on the near post? For me, Allende's in an offside position and the channel to play. But Allende can be a little smarter with looking at it directly across the line. You stay onside, it's 2-0.
Inter Miami scored on their first shot of this game. Inter Miami with a 1-0 lead. As things stand, both teams in the same spot in the table as they began today. Schaffelberg was offside, the flag is up. Meaning, this would be the round one best of three. Match rankings are presented by AT&T. Connecting changes everything. Sam Sturridge has taken 5 shots, at least 3 of those really good chances. Mukhtar, a wonderful chance. Messi scoring on his first, and Miami's first shot of the game. His second was the block a moment ago by Yazbek. 8-2 shots in favor of Nashville in this match. But 1-0 on the scoreboard for Miami. Suarez, what a ball! Is it 2 for Miami? It's now Rodriguez puts it wide.
Well, we talked a little bit about this in MLS Countdown, is that Suarez, only 10 goals on the season, but he's had 11 assists and 5 of those in game-winning moments. He's done a good job of still having an impact on the final third. Great layoff for Rodriguez to hit first time.
Mukhtar, Sturridge over to Mukhtar. Falcone defending, Mukhtar floating and center! Number 24 is in center! Nashville level 1-1!
They're relentless. When your 2 star players, your 2 goal getters, day in and day out, week in and week out, show up and train. They train hard. They show by example. Yet they don't give up. They have not had a great clinical first half, and yet they're relentless. The second best duo in all of MLS when it comes to goal contributions, and they needed a big one here. Hany Mukhtar, brilliant ball to the back post, and a career year continues for Sam Sturridge. It's 1-1.
The 12th assist of the season for Hany Mukhtar. The 24th goal of the year for Sam Sturridge, who draws level with LAFC's Denis Bouanga for second in the Golden Boot race, behind the 27th of Lionel Messi. A goal that was coming for Nashville, and this has been a really fun first half on decision day at GEODIS Park. A potential playoff preview. We'll see what the next hour or so brings across the Eastern Conference. But as it stands, it's still Miami the 3rd seed, Nashville the 6th seed. Cincinnati is leading Montreal 1-0. That's why Miami are still in the 3 spot. into the corner for Wegan. Suarez in the middle. Zimmerman gets in front, sends away. Loving into a really precarious spot. Took it far enough away, but only to Jordi Alba. Now Messi. Still. Over to Wegan. He will float it in towards Suarez. Zimmerman will deal with that all day. The hard takes it off with the first touch of Jordi Alba. And that's good throw. They go quick. Minutes of added time. More to come in this first half. The Mukhtar. Step over. Get it. Breaks it up for now. Mukhtar trying to get back down.
Good defending from Busquets, but how easy is it for Nashville to get Surge and Mukhtar space in transition?
Now safe for Miami. Jordi Alba directly towards Messi. Love it, but only back to Jordi Alba. Suarez now. Suarez towards Messi. Such a narrow angle. He couldn't put it on goal.
Well, the game has really opened up over the last 5 or 6 minutes. Sergio Busquets has to defend in the moment, and he does the job. But then immediately, Hany Mukhtar and Nashville are going to have to defend in transition. Lionel Messi back post, right foot. It gets by Joe Willis, but not past the goal. This game has opened up quickly.
What a thrilling first half in Nashville, Tennessee. 1-1. Each goal scored by the two main duos of these two teams. The two duos with the most combined goal contributions in Major League Soccer this year. Miami, it was Lionel Messi. Jordi Alba credited with the assist on that goal. The 11th time in Jordi Alba and Lionel Messi's Inter Miami career that Alba has assisted Messi on a goal. And then for Nashville, it's Sam Sturridge from Hany Mukhtar to equalize at 1-1. The Paul, Wegan, unable to keep it in play. Jordi Alba surveying the ball, lost it. Oh, and then a late whistle and a foul. Messi, Mayer will get to Messi, trying to turn, Mayer then pokes it away. And then the flag is raised, Messi was offside.
Interesting decision here from Jack Mayer. I think you've got to try to win the ball first, because the last thing you want is Messi to have the ability to bring it down and do something. You're bigger, stronger in that moment. Messi just in an offside spot. It's remarkable to me. The older he gets, I get it, smarter. Talk about the numbers. The way he floats when the other team has the ball. In these moments, he's always in a spot where no one else is.
26 27 goals this season, tied for the fourth most in a single season in MLS history.
21 years.
Goal contribution this year. That is the second most in a single season in league history, behind only Carlos Vela's.
The better team. They've been more dynamic. They've been more on the front foot. They've had more quality chances. But when Hany Mukhtar hit the post, you got to chuckle on a live action because it was that kind of half for Hany Mukhtar and Sam Surge, and yet
se gira a Zorrich, lo dejan venir, le dan mucho espacio, juega para Mukhtar, que con un buen control y un gran disparo produce de que el rebote en el palo izquierdo de Río Lobo no proviene para poner el 2-1 de Nashville, y en cuanto a los goles, creo que se van a hoy, el cuarto de la temporada para de la selección de Jesse Martin. De banco en la derrota canadiense en el estatuto de
Hany Mukhtar has been playing short this first half, but the way he's delivered for Sam Surge and Nashville.
en esta fecha FIFA. Rodrigo del Pol, ahora tendrá que remarcar corriendo el control de Miami, probablemente esa complementaria reacciones de Miguel Tabarca. En los presidentes primer tiempo, el gol de Messi destrabó todo, pero luego el goleador Surge le pone el marcador parcial 2-1. Vamos a ir a la pausa, ponemos todo en perspectiva, regresamos con lo mejor del primer tiempo y también la combinación
when we return to Tennessee.
departamento disciplinario, ¿quién está amonestado?
Solo uno en el partido, Miami, Tadeo Allende.
Señoras y señores, en marcha, arranca.
Second half is underway in Nashville. Nashville SC beating Inter Miami 2-1 after a thrilling first half on decision day. Neither team made a substitution at halftime to save 11 on the field that began the game. Do you expect a difference in approach? I think, let's look for the Miami side, because if you're BJ Callahan, you don't want to change your approach at all. Do you expect Miami to change up what they're trying to do?
They have to, James. They absolutely have to. They got played off the field from Nashville. They're lucky they're only down 2-1. I expect to see a little bit of a higher line from DePaul and Busquets, and we're already seeing that now. I'm a little surprised we didn't see that at all in the first half. You would have to think there's a different, one, sign of energy and tenacity from Miami, but two, at what point does Javier Mascherano roll the dice a little bit, bring in some subs, and try to change this thing in their favor?
The other result that we didn't mention from around the East that matters from a Miami perspective is Cincinnati leading 1-0 over Montreal. If Cincinnati wins that game, as Allende wins the corner, if Cincinnati wins that game, Miami cannot move up to the second seed. So their result would not matter. Miami will be locked into the 3 seed as long as Cincinnati beats Montreal. Montreal puts a penalty in their first half as well, though. Miami's much more worried about themselves right now. Messi goes short to Rodriguez. Just waiting to get it back to Messi. Finally does. Now the ball. Messi tried to flip it in. Mukhtar blocked it. Drives it across, there with the header, DePaul the volley. It's over.
Yeah, but already you're seeing a different line of confrontation from Miami, especially from Busquets and Rodrigo DePaul. We didn't see DePaul get this far off the field, particularly in the attacking third at all in the first half. Busquets in here a little bit further up the field. There's a higher line from the back four. Miami coming out in the second half much more aggressive than they were in the entire first 45. Now the question is, how does Nashville change? While it was easy to build and see the pattern of play that was needed, now when you're getting pressed a little bit further up the field, do you play direct off the Sam Surge, look for second balls? Do you play direct into the channels? But right now, Miami on the front foot.
Win probability now heavily favoring Nashville. Might only leading 2-1. Perhaps a reflection of how dominant that first half was. They go quick. Jordi Alba across. Oh my! Allende just stops the ball. A tap-in, a sitter. Somehow not put on frame. We got now. Knocked down by Nahar. Messi chasing Chapelberg, playing it safe, so he may have hurt himself. It was awkward as he sent it out for a throw.
Just a quick little restart. How many times have we seen Alba and Messi just on a different page? How does this not end up 2-2 from Allende? And that's been the one criticism I would have with Allende. Extremely impactful with his running off the ball, the verticality and all that. And I think Inter Miami fans would agree with me. There have been some wasted moments from him in the final third.
They have scored 15 goals all competitions this season. That's third on the team, 11 in MLS. He has certainly missed some chances in that one, a big one. But a better first 5 minutes of the second half for Inter Miami than really any stretch of the first half outside of they found their goal through Lionel Messi. Tried to help it onto the ball. It makes it to him, but then Wheel takes it away. Alan Wheel to Sam Sturridge. Sturridge chopping it back. Sturridge for Wheel. On recovering. Now it's stretched. Now it's open. Rodriguez couldn't get it out quick enough. He does eventually find Allende. Mayer steps up in front of Messi. Miami win the second. Still blocked by Zimmerman. Jordi Alba, a little back heel to Balthasar Rodriguez. To Paul. Messi, leave. Suarez! Just over.
I knew the game would open up as Miami's trying to chase the equalizer. This cut from Sam Sturridge, brilliant. And yet Luan does a good job to recover, right? He holds off Sturridge and then wins that block. And then Miami going the other way. It's such a difficult first touch for Messi to lay it off for Suarez, and yet he still finds a way to give his number 9 an opportunity. I'm not sure BJ Callahan wanted this kind of game when it started. Yes, they'll take 2-1, but the first half was set up perfectly for Nashville. They took advantage of it, maybe not to the extent that he would have liked it, the quality of chances that they had. But now that the game's opened up, now it works almost in that transitional phase where Miami's going to find themselves in key moments.
Same 11 that began the match for BJ Callahan remain on the pitch. As Tyler Boyd is getting instructions at Nashville's bench. Perhaps for Schaffelberg if he can't continue. As the ball looks for Messi. Love it, steps in front. Weigant wins it back. Allende back to Marcelo Weigant. Falcone. Also the same 11 for Inter Miami that began this match. Messi. Wheel takes it away from behind, but right to Suarez. Allende. Suarez down in the box. Play continues. Weigant knocked down by Yazbek. Falcone to Jordi Alba. Messi. Mayer knocks away. Sturridge tried to leave it for Mukhtar. Wheel comes away with it for Nashville, looking for runners. Sturridge stops his run. Jordi Alba, no look into Suarez, bounces it out to Rodriguez. Then Zimmerman can poke away. Still, Nashville struggling to control possession. Miami have won the ball back time after time in the second half. Stark contrast to the first. Messi Looking for Rodriguez, puts it on! Oh, Willis made the save! Willis was caught in a difficult spot, but was able to react quick enough to palm it away.
Well, and Rodriguez is more of a playmaker than a winger, but this is a brilliant run from Rodriguez, outside to in. And he gets enough of the deflection to go against Joe Willis, but watch the technique from Joe Willis. He doesn't allow the momentum of the play to take away from his momentum of keeping his ground and then coming back against a good save from Joe Willis.
Nashville does make their first change. It is Jacob Shackelford coming off, and it's Tyler Boyd coming on. Miami continuing forward. Jordi Alba back post over everybody. Love his plays at stake. This exclusive NetCam replay is brought to you by T-Mobile.
Look at the technique from Joe Willis. He's got his feet under him. He's not moving his body one way or the other, so that way he can react quickly. He's played every single minute of this MLS regular season. As good of a save as you'll ever see.
Messi goes short to Rodriguez, back to Messi, quicker this time. Messi to DePaul, a lot of time, top of the box, looking for Messi again. Nahar breaks it up. Steps knocking it back in. Again, it's Nahar heading away, only as far as DePaul. Jordi Alba, Luis Suarez. Jordi Alba, Nahar again there to head away. Wheel knocks it to Mukhtar. He steps, wins it for Miami. Wheel wins it back here from Nashville. Mukhtar and Sturridge running at Miami. Mukhtar with Sturridge to his left. Sturridge, Mukhtar. Keeping it from Mukhtar at the last moment. Keeping it 2-1. Messi around Will, into Suarez, back to Messi, hopping it towards Rodriguez. Nahar gets his head to it. Allende brings it down. Yazbek breaks it up.
Yeah, but I like the ideas here from Rodriguez. It's a little bit more of a directive to him, a little bit more of a threat to get in behind. How about Jordi Alba defending?
Gets a lot of praise and focus on his attacking abilities in the left back spot. That was a big moment to keep it from Hany Mukhtar. Game feels like it's opened up a little bit. Maybe it's a little chaotic. Which team does that benefit? It's kind of been that way the whole game.
Yeah, it's been more. As much as everyone respects Miami in transition, I get it. I don't think Miami's great defending in transition. So it's a little bit of a catch-22. You and I have seen a ton of Miami games. They never look comfortable defending in transition. Yet, that one moment, moments ago, this is where Jordi Alba's got to commit. He's got to defend. Hany Mukhtar and Sam Sturridge played this perfectly. 1-2 back to each other, but Jordi Alba committing to that. They don't always get that. And I'm not saying they don't always get it for Jordi Alba. What I'm saying is they don't always get that critical defending in that moment. So to answer your question, sure, Miami wants to tie the game. They want to get in transition, but they almost leave themselves more vulnerable. However, if you're going to play the way they did the first half and sit in and just allow Nashville to run circles around them, then you're better off playing this way. I think it's more of a question, can BJ Callahan and Nashville take Miami out of this game? Do that by having possession, patterns of play, take the sting out of the game a little bit, and not play the transitional game that Miami wants to.
Miami up to 60% possession today. Nashville down to 40%. Nahar by Sturridge with a lot of room. Sturridge settles with his head. Tries to cut it back. Wheel and move on there. Sturridge back under the end. They both go down. Goal kick is the decision on the field.
It's a little bit of an awkward decision there from Sam Sturridge. I'm not sure why he tried to bring the ball down with his head. I think if you jump up a little bit chested, you can then hit it first time if you wanted to try to catch Rios Novo off.
Messi almost took it off of the aspect. Play continues.
Schaffelberg did look right after he made that challenge, and I think that's why Tyler Boyd came in. But at one point, does Mascherano maybe change it a little bit, bring in some fresh legs?
That could be a concern for Nashville heading into the playoffs. Jacob Schaffelberg, a very influential player. Seen some updates around the East. Toronto, a shocking result against an Orlando team that has really kind of faded and faltered. There was a lot of talk of, hey, could that be a 3-6 or a 2-7 matchup? Miami and Orlando, a Florida derby in round one. How does that result hold? Orlando, as of now, down in the 7th seed. Cincinnati up 2-0 on Montreal now. We showed you that a bit earlier. That's impactful for Miami. If Cincinnati wins that game, and Miami cannot move up to the 2nd seed, regardless of what happens here. They would be locked into the 3 seed. Oh, that ball awkwardly kind of hopped up, but not did well to deal with it. Now Allende. Still. And Messi. Spinning away from Mukhtar. Trying to find Jordi Alba. They want a handball. And give it. It's a penalty for Inter Miami.
I don't know if this is it's going to be curious whether or not does it hit the right chest of Andy Nahar. It's going to be difficult from this angle to see whether or not that ball is deflected. That hits his arm. Now the question is, again, remember the old nuance of the rule was if it hits your body, then your arm, they got rid of that. Just that little deflection from Suarez looks like it causes Andy Nahar confusion of where this ball's going to be. Watch this little touch from Suarez. Yep. And that hits his arm and it's a penalty. Now it's crazy to think that Lionel Messi will now take the penalty when he's handed this off 3 times in the last, 4 or 5, maybe 6 games. He's taken 1 penalty this year. Missed it when he tried to make us against Charlotte. Now he's going to take it to go for 27 non-penalty goals in the regular season to this point. That is the record for the most non-penalty goals in a single season in his history. Only 3 players have won the Golden Boot without taking a penalty in the history, without faking a penalty in the history of Major League. If Lionel Messi makes this, it will remain 3. Looking for number 28 and his first from the spot in 2025. Messi versus Joe Willis to level the game. Messi scores! On decision day, the Golden Boot surely is Lionel Messi, no doubt about it. And it's 2-2 in Nashville. Oh, and it's unfortunate for Andy Nahar in Nashville, yet it's just so cheeky here from Suarez just to redirect that, and he immediately hits his arm. Referee makes the right decision. He missed the penalty against Charlotte going down the middle. This one just waiting for Joe Willis to give any kind of indication where he's going. He's going the other way. 28 goals this season, and he's not finished.
Celebrate in the Nashville supporters section in their face, and that goal has set Nashville down to the 6th seed in the Eastern Conference. That goal means that if these results hold, it would be Miami and Nashville in round 1 of the best-of-3 series, starting in a week as the 3 and the 6.
Yellow card was given to who? Suarez or Mukhtar?
We'll bring confirmation of that in a moment. Miami have made 2 changes. Velasco Segovia and Ian Bray have entered the match. Gonzalo Lujan and Marcelo Huecan have come off for Inter Miami. Sergio Busquets has retreated now to play center back in the final minutes of his league career, of league play. The last game in the illustrious careers with Jordi Alba and Sergio Busquets tonight in league play. But more to come in the playoffs. It was Hany Mukhtar who was shown the yellow card. Mukhtar joining Tadeo Allende on yellow cards in this. Mukhtar now settling. He was offside. The flag is raised.
Curious as anyone over the last 25 plus minutes throwing extra time. What do you see from Nashville? What is their reaction? Because in this second half, it's been a lot of Miami. It's been Miami on the front foot. Yes, the one counter-attacking opportunity where Jordi Alba saves the day, but the reality is Nashville hasn't been the same Nashville that we saw in the first half that dominated the run of play, dominated the quality of chances. Now it's been more about Miami being on the front foot.
Big differences between the first half and the second half. 2-2 as Ian Frey comes forward, fresh off of making his international debut for Jamaica during the international break. Blasco Segovia was with Venezuela as well, so two substitutes, both coming off of international duty. Jordi Alba flicks it into Rodriguez. Pushes it over to Suarez. Now Rodriguez again. Segovia stepping forward. Allende bouncing it. Messi into Suarez. Oh! What a save from Joe Willis!
This pass from Lionel Messi is absolutely ridiculous. It's at a completely different level than any other player in the world. There's not a single player in the world that sees this pass, or this run, I should say, from Suarez, and then have the ability to play the pass. Look at how congested it is. It's not Allende, it's Suarez. On a diagonal run from about 7 yards away, it's played at a pace that Suarez can either hit it first time if he wants to, or take a touch and then quickly turn. Joe Willis does the hard part, comes off his line, makes the save, but Baltasar Rodriguez has been reactive. He's been on the front foot this entire second half. What a different second half it has been for Joe Willis for the first 45. Here we are against the run of play. Miami's up 3-2.
Baltasar Rodriguez, a summer signing, or actually an early season signing. It was a couple weeks into the season. He came on loan from Racing, but he was injured for a while. Almost felt like a summer signing when he was healthy and available to play. Has provided a nice buzz for Inter Miami. He now has 3 goals and 3 assists in his last 8 games. Rodrigo DePaul was shown a yellow card just before the kickoff after that goal. It was Mukhtar getting the yellow before the kickoff a moment ago, and now it's DePaul. And all of a sudden, it's 3-2 Inter Miami. It is that story that we've seen so many times over the past 2.5 seasons. You have to take your chances against Inter Miami and put them away when you have a chance, because they're coming to a force now. Messi, Suarez, try to get it back to Messi! Oh! For a hat trick. That took a deflection. It's a corner.
If you're just tuning in, by the way, the first 45 minutes was the yellow team doing this to the team in black, and yet it's flipped the script. In this second half, it's been all Miami, but Nashville's kind of played into it. They've lost possession, they've given it away, and another unbelievable save from Joe Willis.
That was a fantastic save from Willis to keep it 3-2. He's made some big saves in the second half, despite conceding now 3 goals tonight. Messi again. Jordi Alba over to Rodriguez. Messi, Jordi Alba, and DePaul. Just such a stark difference between the first half and the second half. The second half has been played like this for now 25 minutes. Miami on the ball, possessing in Nashville's defensive half. They have been dominant in the fashion that Nashville was in the first 45. The difference, Miami have scored now 2 goals in the first 25 minutes of this half, whereas Nashville didn't finish their chances. It took them until the 43rd to find their first. Nashville was at 3.06 expected goals at halftime. They have under 0.1 expected goals in this half. Miami were under 1 expected goal at halftime.
But more importantly, the penalty kick takes that to point. My point is, with expected goals, very quickly, Miami's had the quality of chances, and we're just getting to the 71st minute.
Allende with Willis off his line. Willis quick to pounce.
It's just another example in a long line of examples in this league. You cannot take your foot off the gas against Miami. You cannot miss chances. You've got to score 4, 5, 6 goals if you get the opportunity to do so, because they're going to get theirs.
Sturridge! Oh my goodness. What a save from Rocco Rios Novo. Sturridge thought he had tied the game.
He thought it, 30,000 thought it, and so did I. Brilliant header from Sam Sturridge. And Rios Novo has been brilliant tonight in key moments. Made 3 really good saves in the first half to keep Miami in the game, and that one keeps Miami in the lead.
Justifying his decision, his manager's decision, to start the 23-year-old Rocco Rios Novo over the 39-year-old Oscar Ustari. Now for a 3rd straight match to end the regular season. There's a big decision on the way between now and the beginning of the round 1 best-of-3 series. Wheel pushing forward over to Lovett. Nashville gets it wrong over and behind the arm.
As good of a header as you'll see, Sam Sturridge can understand and feel the presence of Rios Novo, so just a looping header over the goalkeeper. He thinks he's got his 2nd goal of the day, and Rios Novo just last minute with the touch. Brilliant save.
Yannick Bright will come on for Baltasar Rodriguez. 3rd change of the game for Inter Miami, and Nashville will make their 2nd and 3rd changes as Alex Wheel and Patrick Jaspek come off. Gaston Brugman and Josh Bauer come on. BJ Callahan not only making 2 changes, but he will shift his personnel in a significant way. We'll do that discussion in a moment.
He's gone to 3 in the back.
Yeah, here's Boyd. Brugman. Mukhtar trying to get on it. Mukhtar waits for the end. Bright called for a foul. Mukhtar is down. Nashville will have a restart. Confirmation of the changes. Bright for Rodriguez. Wheel for Bauer, so it's an attacking player coming off for a defender. Yes, that's for Brugman, more like to right. The set piece for a national team that has plenty of weapons in this moment, especially with Bauer entering the match as a 3rd center back. With Shorts and Ahar. Back to tag set. Ahar might not get a ball sent into the box. Brugman now clipping it towards Zimmerman. Knocking it to Sturridge. Oh, Falcone there first. Boyd pressuring Allende. Mukhtar trying to take it out for Spray. Falcone just flipping it forward only as far as Lovett. One of the only times in this half Nashville has been able to get Miami locked back in their defensive half. Oh, Dortmund tried to thread it through to Nahar, but it didn't make it. And now Jordi Alba for Miami. Picks out Messi. Floats it towards Allende. Mayer defending. Very vicious effort from Tadeo Allende. Frustration shown from Suarez and Jordi Alba. Here are the updated live standings in the Eastern Conference with just about 15 minutes left in decision day. Inter Miami would remain the 3 seed because Cincinnati are beating Montreal. Nashville the 6 seed. Columbus would jump out of the wild card match as they've gone ahead 2-1 and would set up a 2-7 hell is real match with their rivals FC Cincinnati. And as it stands, Nashville and Miami would do it again at least 2 more times over the next 2 weeks. This would be the round 1 best of 3 series matchup in the Eastern Conference. This is the 3 seed and the 6 seed. Those round 1 best of 3 series will begin this upcoming weekend as Boyd off of Bray, but then back off of Boyd at the goal kick. The Matchday Live scores are presented by AT&T. Columbus going up 2-1 on the Red Bulls, combined with Chicago and Orlando losing to teams who are out of the playoffs, means that Columbus is out of the wild card match for now. The Toronto-Orlando game seems to be done. Chicago would have to come back to win that game. Columbus can win and they'll stay as the 7th seed. And then a full slate in the Western Conference starting at 9 Eastern. It's going to be really exciting with 4 teams battling for the final 2 playoff spots in the West. MLS 360 will take you from the east to the west. They'll bridge the gap between the 2 conferences. Kickoff for the Western Conference games around 9:15 Eastern time tonight. We will have a complete bracket for the 2025 Audi MLS Cup playoffs in about 4 hours. Will these 2 teams meet again in round 1? It's been fun tonight. They've met in the playoffs once before, back in the first year for both these teams, 2020. It was the 7th seed against the 10th seed. Match won by Nashville. They've met in 5 different competitions. Whether it be Leagues Cup, CONCACAF Champions Cup, the U.S. Open Cup, the playoffs, the regular season, it always seems to be Nashville and Inter Miami. They've had memorable meetings. Tonight has been one. It's been really fun. Inter Miami leads Nashville 3-2 in the 79th minute on decision day. Bauer behind Mukhtar to Paul, clear. Bright helps to pass midfield.
But if this is the first round of the playoffs, it makes this game really interesting to dissect. Because the first half was a blueprint on what not to do against Nashville in their own building, and now the second half has been a blueprint of what to do. So now how does Miami go about it when they come here? How does Nashville go? This becomes very intriguing if these 2 end up meeting in the first round of the playoffs. Oh yeah, by the way, hell is real? Oh, good luck.
The Eastern Conference playoff picture will be set in about 20 minutes. We'll know the matchup. Will there be more twists and turns among the standings before that? Oh, Jordi Alba with a back heel, and then Segovia returns the favor. The Bauer is able to slide in, momentarily winning. Miami and Segovia get it back. Suarez to the ball. The ball from distance! Really? Full stretch. It goes just wide.
Little touch. Surprising a lot of people with his announcement to retire at the end of the year. Rodrigo de Paul just inches wide. Completely different path than that first 45 here in Nashville from Miami. And I'm going to go back to that defensive challenge from Jordi Alba. If he doesn't make that challenge, Hany Mukhtar scores. Jake, it's 3-1.
couple saves from Rocco Villasnoble in the first half, and then on the Sturridge header at that point, 3-2. Just a big moment for Miami.
But the 3-1 scoreline, Nashville home crowd.
Turns over to Messi, broken up. Now Messi settles into fray. Back to Messi! For the second straight season, Lionel Messi has scored 3 goals on the final game of the regular season. 29 on the year. And a fantastic second half for Inter Miami continued 4-2.
Just a great sense of awareness and timing. Great first touch layoff from Ian Frey. There's never been back-to-back MVPs. There will be in 2025. Because since the moment Lionel Messi has set foot in Major League Soccer, it has been Messi League Soccer. It's been all him, all the time. It's been brilliant. 29 goals. Think about
47 goal contributions now. He is 2 away from Carlos Vela's record of 49. And he has 8 minutes in stoppage. If anybody is competitive enough to go for it,
I'm not pushing by him.
It's you? Absolutely. What a show tonight on Decision Day in Nashville. What a first half from Nashville. What a second half from Inter Miami. Javier Mascherano making a change to try to lock this down, bringing on a third center back in Tomas Aviles and taking off Tadeo Allende. Sturridge was offside. Man, this must feel deflating for a Nashville team that were so good for 45 minutes. It could have had 3-4 goals by halftime, only had 2. But still had a 2-1 lead. Now for Miami to come out and do this in the second half. And knowing that you might have to see him again in 6-7 days.
Oh, my goodness.
Messi, what a ball! Suarez! Wheeler gets a touch. Still there for Suarez, and it's well away. That's a ridiculous ball. They're having fun.
Are you sure?
I am. And they're fun to watch. Got to savor these final games for Jordi Alba and Sergio Busquets. After today, a maximum 6 games left in their careers. Busquets dribbling out of pressure. Bright drawing the foul from Kekset. Messi turning, coming forward. Messi over to Jordi Alba, broken up. Messi gets it back. Jordi Alba looking for Suarez and breaks it up. Jordi Alba, of course, trying to get it back to Messi. Once again, Nashville able to defend. Now Mukhtar trying to turn. Sam Sturridge. Collision between Mukhtar and
The problem is no one's going to believe us when they say the game could have been different. No one will believe us. The scoreline's 4-2, but the game could have been different.
Except those who have been with us since the opening kickoff, who have been watching here on MLS Season Pass. Powering towards the hard Alphonse Center. It was a fantastic first 45 minutes for Nashville.
the second half from Inter Miami.
Watch.
Turn out.
You know, I was at the coffee shop here in Nashville talking about the Shohei Ohtani performance last night. He pitched 6.1 innings, 10 strikeouts, and hit 3 home runs. And I was having this argument about it's the greatest athletic performance that I've ever seen on TV or in person. And then I had to look at my phone and realize I'm doing Lionel Messi games on Apple TV for MLS. We take for granted what he does for 20-plus years. It's ridiculous.
Love it for Nashville in the corner.
By the way, 10 strikeouts as a pitcher, 3 home runs in the same game.
Greatest of all time in that sport. Playing on one side of this country. Greatest of all time in this sport. Playing on the other.
Over 800 goals, 300 assists.
Ruben blocked. Awkward off Busquets, but back to Rios Novo. Flag was up for an offside for Nashville. Play will continue. The player comparison is presented by Celsius, Pure Passion, and Maximum Energy with Zero Sugar. They came in 3 goals apart in the Golden Boot race. Sam Surridge at one point had taken 6 shots when Lionel Messi took his goal. Messi has been able to find more opportunities in the second half.
But Sam Surridge as well could have had a hat-trick.
Yep.
And that's the one thing that this game's been as good of a game as you and I have done all season long. Both teams have gone at it. It's been 2 completely different halves for both teams, and yet more often than not, the quality rises to the top, and the quality has risen tonight for Miami.
A couple final changes for Nashville. Gio Bumbry and Brian Acosta will enter. Eddie Taxet and Hany Mukhtar will come on. Hany Mukhtar on a yellow card. Do not want to risk getting sent off and having to miss the first game of the round 1 best of 3 series.
And he was getting into some baby games with Falcone, and I think B.J. Callahan saw that and immediately said, get him off the field.
Cincinnati appears to have locked in the 2 seed in the Eastern Conference. They lead Montreal 3-0, meaning Inter Miami will be the 3 seed in the East. As it stands now, once again, this would be the 3-6 matchup. These 2 teams would meet again. Seattle has taken a 2-1 lead in New York City. That keeps New York City as the 5 seed. Big news holistically around the East would be, as it stands now, Columbus clawing their way out of the wild card match and into a round 1 best of 3 series with their rivals FC Cincinnati, and Orlando dropping to 9 and having to go on the road for the wild card match. A team that was dominant, so good, hosting Inter Miami just over 2 months ago. Felt like this could be an MLS Cup contender. Hit a little bit of a wall. Could find themselves going on the road.
4 big injuries for Orlando City, which completely hurt their momentum. After League Cup, they look like a world beater. But while you're rattling off all the scenarios, all I'm thinking about is we get more of this.
Oh.
We get these 2 teams.
How good will that be? Still time here, and the other game potentially change things. But it is honestly pretty locked in. It would take
a miracle, I think, for Nashville to get out of that 6th seed.
Chicago scoring a goal. 1-1 now. Chicago scoring a goal would change that. It would move Chicago to the 6th, above Nashville and Columbus. That right now would be the one thing to watch if you're
me.
to see more
Just
of
to
this.
clarify, Chicago has not scored.
It's 1-1 now.
Okay.
So if they get a goal, they win 2-1. They would jump all the way up to the 6. Nashville down to the 7. It would dump Columbus back to the wild card match. Orlando, figure that's done and dusted. Now here's Spray for Inter Miami. Into the minimum 5 minutes of added time. Backheel. Suarez leaving. Messi. 4-4. Inter Miami. iPhones out. Record this. Don't forget this. And savor this. What a show from Inter Miami in the second.
And that look says it all, because that League Cup final in 2023 was the explosion of what Lionel Messi was going to do to Major League Soccer, to the game here in North America. All of those games broadcasted on Apple TV around the world. 29 goals and 20 assists in a calendar year where he had to deal with World Cup. He had to deal with World Cup qualifiers as a 38-year-old, where he's led CONMEBOL in goal scoring. He's 38. And everyone said that the game would slow down and he would fatigue and become a little bit different coming to Major League Soccer. He's put the cape on and he's put the league on his back. And he has put on a show for his second MVP in back-to-back seasons. You've got to be kidding me.
Record watch, by the way.
I was just going to say.
48 goal contributions for Lionel Messi in 2025. He is one behind Carlos Vela's MLS single-season record of 49. He has 3 minutes or so to try to get a 5th goal contribution tonight. He gets the assist on Velasco Segovia's goal. Spray, the secondary assist. Ian Spray with 2 assists after coming on as a substitute in this game. Here's Snowball for a catch for Miami. For Inter Miami now, the focus will shift to the playoffs. There will be much talk about last season getting upset by Atlanta United. They went into the playoffs on a high note last season. They beat New England 6-2 on decision day. Messi had a hat trick in that game. Those are, maybe demons is too strong of a word, but it will be something that Miami will try to redeem themselves for when they hit the 2025 Audi MLS Cup playoffs next weekend. Have scored to go up 2-1 on Chicago. That makes this extremely likely. Oh, it's a giveaway. Rio Somo gets back on it. So that makes this 3 seed, 6 seed extremely likely. It also helps out Orlando, Miami's rivals, because if it stands, Miami would get to host the wild card match against the Fire. Almost given away. Bauer got there before Segovia. Orlando would host against the Fire, of course. Here's Messi to Spray. Going to be 49, not to be in that moment. But it sure looks like we'll be seeing this again at least twice more in the upcoming 2 weeks. And how fun that should be. 5-2, not indicative of how this night went. It is of the second half. Messi to Suarez to DePaul. And Messi match Vela in these final moments. Needs a goal or an assist. He let it go. It's too high for Jordi Alba. And Luis Suarez was offside. What a season. 29 goals, 19 assists. He will win the Golden Boot. And Iwalanga will need 6 goals in Colorado tonight.
You're going to put that by Hany Mukhtar?
I am not.
I'm not.
MLS
MLS record is 5, Clint Master. But if anyone can score 6, it's certainly the Nibuwanga playing with Son Heung-min. But it's 5 tonight for Inter Miami. An incredible second half to come from behind and win 5-2. A hat trick and an assist for Lionel Messi. And Inter Miami into the playoffs in incredible fashion. Miami will be the 3 seed in the East. Cincinnati has won, that game is over. Chicago has leveled the game against New England. It's 2-2, it is still going. If Chicago can find another goal, Chicago would be Miami's opponent as the 6th seed. If not, it'll be Nashville as the 6th seed, and Nashville will play Miami in the round 1 best-of-3 series. Here are the updated live standings showing Miami and Nashville 3 and 6. The only question now is 6, 7, 8.
Does anyone tell Greg Berhalter and the Chicago Fire the result that just happened? And you try and avoid to play Miami in the opening round?
I mean, it's a discussion, right? If you're Chicago, are you okay with, hey, we're 2-2,
we host Orlando City, and then we play the winner of Cincinnati Columbus.
At 2-2 that they've made it, they would be the 7th. Oh no, sorry, they were...